the Memory Stick Pro. Now this camera has so many options, especially if you want to do silly things. Like you could actually crop photos in here. You can actually, it's like there's ways to crop photos. You can draw on a photo. You can put like a mustache on somebody. There's also a lot of scene modes where if you want to put your photo in front of like a waterfall, you know, there's like little fun things there, but there's also some really intelligent things on here. And one of that being the, as I said before, let me put a memory card in here, that would have helped before. You've seen me do this before with the TX1 review, but there's also, this seems like they've actually improved it. Now, I'm not 100% sure that they improved this. What I'm talking about is the Sweep Panorama mode. It's called iSweep Panorama. So what it does is, again, this is something where you can take a camera and you can just push down the button and it will take a series of photos. And then it will automatically stitch all the photos together into one long panorama. Now I'll try to do this. Let's see if I can do this. All right. Now see the arrow that's right there? It's telling me to go left or right. So I just focus, and then right now it's taking panoramic modes. And let's go back here. And it's really hard to tell on here. See if I can focus a little bit better. This is actually one long panorama photo. I mean, this photo is huge. And it's really great when you're outside trying to do landscapes. Not so great when you're sitting in my office. And it automatically attached all the photos together into one panoramic mode. I mean, that's just great. And it's a really cool feature that Sony has started with the TX1, I believe, is the first one that started it. And it's just really, really cool. Now, they also have a really neat thing that I also talked about in the TX1, which is called handheld twilight. And what that does is it's really great for low light situations where you're taking a photo of something without a flash. And normally when you take a photo without a flash, there's going to be a lot of grain and stuff. And what this does is this takes, I believe, 6 photos. And then it puts them all together. And it matches all the photos. So say like, if it detects this gray, let me go back here. If it detected that gray table in all the 6 photos, it will know that that is a gray table, and it will take out any of the static, you know? So now it's really hard to tell in this video, but it's actually, there's no static in that photo, or very little static in that photo. And that's a really cool thing to do. That's really comes in handy when you're say like you're at a bar or a restaurant and you're trying to take a picture of somebody, but you don't want to use a flash, or you're trying to take a picture of something, but you don't want to use a flash, like a concert. And this will result in a great photo with less static. And on top of that, you just have the EXMOR processor that really helps with low light. What that is it allows more light into the lens and results in a lot better camera, or photo, I'm sorry. Now, the dock does have an HDMI output, like I showed in my boxing video, and it's another thing is this camera is super fast. I mean, this can take up to 10 frames per second. Let me show you. Now, I'm not going to use a flash on this, but if we are outside, you wouldn't need a flash, but just check this out. See if you can hear how many photos this takes. Whoops, I didn't have it in 10 frames. Would help if I had it in 10 frames per second mode. Let's see. Right here we go. Let's see. And this actually does it in the same resolution, the 10.2 resolution, which is pretty good because some of these cameras have like really fast bursts, but it doesn't do it in the 10 frames per second. So check this out. Listen to how fast this is. Let's take a picture. You hear that? How insane is that? It just took 10 photos in 1 second. This would be great for sports, if you're at a game and you want to take photos of people like hitting baseballs or running and stuff like that. Super, super fast and great. And how it takes so fast of photos, it's amazing. But it's for such a small camera, it's great. Now I'm only touching on some of the features that this camera has. I'm more just touching on the things that I found just better than average compared to other cameras. So a lot of the features that this camera has, believe me, there's things on here that every camera has, and I've just decided not to show them because it's just obvious. You know, things like whatever, no flash, or has a timer and stuff like that. Now there's so much to go through. Like, look, this is photos as done by the date. So if you want to see what photos I took on a certain date, you can go through there. And it also has like paint mode, and you could actually have a slideshow, and you can play it back with music. I don't know if you can hear that or not. It's got music playing, so especially if, oh, it's going through video even. Especially if you hook this up to your TV, it's kind of cool to have like a little bit of music playing with your slides, I guess. Yeah? No? Yeah? Anyways, there's so many options on here. You know, I'm trying to make this video at least under 20 minutes, but there's so many options on here that it would take me forever to show you everything. So I'm just touching on the basics. Now, one cool thing to note is the startup time is so fast. I don't think I've ever had a camera where I slid to open and it's all ready to go. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Bam, ready. And that's just crazy fast. The flash is nice and bright. It has face detection, so it detects faces and adjusts the brightness and everything. The video quality, the photo quality, everything about this camera is A+ in my book. I can't recommend this camera enough. And if I was to really try hard to find anything negative about this camera, I'll say that, hey, it only has a 4x zoom. You know, your older model, T500, had a 5x zoom. While not a huge difference, I would rather take the slimmer size if that has anything to do with it. So yeah, that's a little thing, a little con, I guess. Now the price is a little bit higher. You're going to be paying about $400 for this camera, especially since it just launched today. The included software is only PC only. There's no taking photos during video, which is something else that the older T500 had, where if you were taking video, it had a photo button that you could push. Anyways, they took that out like a year and a half ago, so I don't think that feature is ever coming back. And the new battery is kind of a bummer, because that's more of a bummer just for me, because I have to go out and buy some more batteries. But other than that, I can't really say anything bad about this camera, and this is probably the first time that I've ever done a review where there really isn't anything that I'm bummed about. There's not one thought in my head about, man, should I return this? Or, you know, there's nothing that's bugging me at all. I highly recommend this camera. And for the full review, go to my website, redband.com, and have it all written out and have samples. And I'm going to be continuing to add new samples of videos comparing it to other cameras and stuff throughout the next couple of weeks. But right now I have a lot of good different videos on there and photo samples and stuff like that. But anyways, this is Brian from redband.com, and I would have really appreciate it if you guys click on my Amazon link. If you think about buying this, and you know, Amazon's the cheapest place to get it. You don't have to pay for tax. Shipping's usually free or it's cheap. And every time you click on that link, you're helping me out. Not by much, it's only giving me a couple bucks here and there, but at least it helps me get these cameras so I can review them for you. But overall, I love this camera, and I hate to say it, but this might be the best camera, compact camera I've ever seen, ever used, and I highly recommend it. This is Brian with redband.com. Thank you for watching, and thank you for watching my YouTube account, Let's Find Jesus. please subscribe to it. And if you have any questions, please leave it below. And thanks a lot. Again, this is the Sony DSC-TX7. Thank you very much.